Friends, this is Dr. Keshivaya, Department of Pharmacology, Shantiram College of Pharmacy. Our next chapter is male reproductive system. So, what is reproduction? So, re means again, production means produce new babies. So, in the male reproductive system, as per your syllabus, they given the structure and function of the male reproductive system. So come to the male reproductive system. In male reproductive system, as components, whatever the organs present in abdomen, pelvis and perineum. So this is part we can call as abdomen. This is pelvic girdle, that bone. So in that pelvic girdle also present some few organs and the perineum total. So these are the location of the male reproductive system. So what are the organs? Male testis, epididymis, vas deferens or ductus vas deferens, ejaculatory duct and urethra and penis, along with three accessory glands. Accessory here meaning to accelerate or to control or to regulate the male reproductive system. So these auxiliary organs are one single prostate gland and one pair of seminal vesicles and one pair of bulbourethral glands. We can see step by step. So this is the overall structure of male reproductive system. So if we observe, this is testis surrounded by scrotum. So this is epididymis, this piece, and this is ductus vas deferens. So these ductus vas deferens go back and upward around the urinary bladder, then it is connected to the ejaculatory duct and connected with the ejaculatory duct. Then after that it is enter into the urethra. Then this is penis. The penis have the three muscles. So this is urinary bladder, this is the ureter. Come to the scrotum. Scrotum is a outpouching of the lower part of the anterior abdominal wall. In that pouch testis present under the epididymis and also lower ends of the spermatic cords. So this is the scrotum. The scrotum, it is divided into two compartments, that is raphe, this part, which is continued forward to the under surface of the penis. So it is forward to surface. So backward along the middle line of the perineum to the anus. So along the perineum to the anus. So each compartment means each scrotum. So the raphe, it is divided into the two compartments. In each compartment contains one testis and one epididymis. Then if we structure consists of layers, the scrotum layers skin, outer layer, and then below superficial fascia, next spermatic fascia and tunica vaginalis. So step by step of the 4 layers present in the scrotum, that is skin, superficial fascia, spermatic fascia and tunica vaginalis. The skin of the scrotum is thin and wrinkled and pigmented, so that's why it is black in nature, and forms a single pouch. A slightly raised ridge in the middle indicates the line of fusion of two lateral labioschrotal swellings. So the skin, how it is present. Then the next layer is the superficial fascia. This is continuous with the fatty and membranous layers of the anterior abdominal wall. So continuous with the abdominal wall. The superficial is continuous with the abdominal wall. The fat is replaced by smooth muscle called as the dartos muscle. So actually in the abdomen fat is present, but here instead of we can have the dartos muscle. Once I repeat, the scrotum, the first layer, upper layer is skin, what it is made, and superficial and how it is made. Okay, this is the superficial fascia. This is innervated by sympathetic nerve fibers and responsible for the wrinkling of the overlying skin. The superficial have the sympathetic nerve fibers and is responsible for the wrinkling, means so that is responsible for the sympathetic nerve. Next, spermatic fascia. Then after that the layer is spermatic fascia. It has three layers which lie beneath the superficial fascia and derived from the three layers of the anterior abdominal wall on the each side. So the external spermatic fascia is derived from the upper neurosis of the external oblique muscle. The crematoric fascia is derived from the internal oblique muscle, and finally internal spermatic fascia is derived from the fascial transversal axis. So simply we have to remember the spermatic fascia consists of three layers. The three layers are external spermatic fascia, crematoric fascia, and internal spermatic fascia. So how they are derived? So oblique muscles, one is so two oblique muscles, another one is derived from the fascia transversalis. So these are abdomen wall. So they are coming from the abdomen. Next, tunica vaginalis. This lies within the spermatic fascia. The spermatic fascia kindi untundi, covers the anterior medial lateral surface of each testis. So these layer to cover the testis. So this is the structure, entire structure, how it is. This is skin, and this is superficial fascia. This is superficial fascia, second layer, and superficial inguinal ring. This is inguinal ring is present. External spermatic fascia. So this is external spermatic fascia. It is so this is scrotum. This is scrotum, and this is epididymis. So how related the structure along with the penis. Lymph drainage. So lymph from the skin and fascia, including the tunica vaginalis, drains into the superficial lymph nodes. Already we discussed that the skin is present and tunica vaginalis is present. So whatever the lymph, it is drains to skin and lymph nodes. So this is the way. So where it is drains. So through the skin and tunica vaginalis, it is will drain into the lymph nodes. Testis. See, testis has ellipsoid shaped. Testis develop in the abdomen and move before birth into the scrotum. So during pregnancy, it is present in abdomen and move before birth into the scrotum. The left testis usually lies at lower level than the right. అంటే ఎడమ వైపు ఉన్నటువంటి టెస్టిస్ కొంచెం కిందగా ఉంటుంది కంపేర్డ్ ది రైట్. యాక్చువల్గా ద టెస్టిస్ ప్రెగ్నెన్సీ ఉన్నప్పుడు అబ్డామిన్లో ఉంటాయి. ఎప్పుడైతే పుట్టే ముందు దే కమ్ టు ఉంటుంది స్క్రోటమ్. So this is a testis. So here the structure is very clear, and this is epididymis, and here the vas difference is started and back. This is spermatic cord. So this is a parietal layer of tunica vaginalis. We can observe clearly here parietal layer tunica vaginalis. So the testes are covered by a closed of peritoneum, the tunica vaginalis. A sac tunica vaginalis. Tunica vaginalis. In the originally connected to the abdominal cavity, normal after test descent, the connection closes, leaving a fibrous remnant. It is covered by fibrous capsule called the tunica albiginosa. So this is you see, this is tunica vaginalis. This is tunica albiginosa. In that tunica albiginosa, seminiferous tubules present. What is seminiferous tubules present? They seminiferous tubules, they form the lobule. The seminiferous lobe form the one lobe. It form the one lobe. Between the one lobe another lobe, septum present. Okay, this is regarding testis. So the testis, it is mainly tunica vaginalis, tunica albiginosa, and seminiferous tubules. These seminiferous tubules to produces the sperm. So these seminiferous tubules to form a like a lobule. Between one lobule and lobule, we can call it a septum. This is regarding the structure only. This is lateral view. This is this side. When you cutted. So in the inner surface of the capsule is a series of fibrous septum that divide interior of the organ into lobules. What I said here. So lying within each lobule are 1 to 3 coiled seminiferous tubules. So 1 to 3 coiled seminiferous tubules. The tubules open into network of channels called as rete testes. Small efferent ductless connected to the rete testes to the upper end of the epididymis. Okay, these tubules, the tubules, see. These tubules finally to make testis tubule duct enter into the epididymis. This is the head of the epididymis. This is the body of the epididymis. This is the tail of the epididymis. Here, so the tubule open into the network channels called as the rete testis. So small efferent ductules connect the rete testis to the upper end of the epididymis. So the upper end of the epididymis we can call as head. So these small efferent, this is efferent. Efferent అంటే ఎప్పుడైనా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, వెళ్ళేవి ఆర్గాన్ నుంచి వెళ్ళిపోయే వాటిని మనం ఎఫరెంట్ అంటాం. సో ఇవి ఆర్గాన్ నుంచి వెళ్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి ఎఫరెంట్ డక్ట్ వెజల్స్ దట్ ఎంటర్ ఇంటూ ది స్టార్టింగ్ పాయింట్ ఆఫ్ ది epididymis. This is epididymis. So this is very clear regarding structure. So this is head of the epididymis, this is body of the epididymis, this is tail of the epididymis. Then after that to form the vas deferens, ductus vas deferens. Okay. So rete testis, this is rete testis. So the small vessels to form a rete testis, the rete testis is into the head of the epididymis. The epididymis is a single long coiled duct that goes along the posterolateral side of the testis. The tunica vaginalis cover the epididymis. You say the tunica vaginalis, so which is the extension of the posterior part. So this is the structure of the epididymis divided into head, body, tail. The efferent ductless which form an enlarged coiled mass that sits on the posterior superior pole of the testis and forms the head of the epididymis. The true epididymis, which is a single long coiled duct into which the efferent ductules all drain and which continues inferiorly along the posterolateral margin of the testis as the body epididymis and enlarges to form the tail of epididymis at the inferior poles of the testis. So here we have to understand the structure of the epididymis, how the head of the epididymis, then after how it is formed, the body of the epididymis, then how the tail epididymis enter into the, simply better to understand this simply. This is lobule, a seminiferous lobule. That seminiferous to form the small ducts. That small ducts enter into the rete testis. So these the small tubules to form rete testis. These rete testis again enter into the head of epididymis. This epididymis enter body to form the body epididymis. The body epididymis enter into the tail of epididymis. The tail epididymis enter into the vas deferens. That is the we read. What I read. It is the overall meaning. The testicular veins emerge from the testis and the epididymis as a venous network, pumpiform plexus. So here the venous and this is a venous blood. So the blood in the penis have the more blood vessels. Okay. So and also in the covered by the, we can see one by one. This become reduced to a single vein as it ascends through the inguinal canal. The right testicular vein, from the testis drain into the inferior vena cava and the left vein join the left renal vein. So the veins from the testis, it is drained into the inferior vena cava. That inferior vena cava enter into the heart, and also it join the left renal vein also. Lymphatic drainage of the testis. So lymphatic drainage of the testis to the para aortic lymph nodes. So here under the lymph nodes, so whatever the small bulbs we can call as lymph nodes are present here in the abdomen and pelvic region. Ductus deferens. You know that what is the ductus deferens? This is a ductus deferens from the this is testis after from the epididymis, tail epididymis to form the ductus vas deferens. Deferens is a long muscular duct that transports spermatozoa from the tail of the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct. So this is finally, it is through the, like this way, it will finally enter into the ejaculatory duct. So if you want visible more, I will enlarge. See, this is a vas deferens. Like this way it will travel, then surround the urinary bladder and backward, and it is enter into the ejaculatory duct. So this is regarding vas deferens. It continues, so whatever the pass downwards lateral walls of the pelvis almost to the ischial tuberosity and turns medially to cross ureter posterior to the bladder. So how it is transferred only what I discussed before. So it continues in informedially along the base of the bladder, anterior to the rectum, almost to the middle. So where it is joined by the duct of the seminal vesicles to form the ejaculatory duct. So how it is? This is the ejaculatory duct. So say this is vas deferens, like this way it will go. So this is urinary bladder. And here this is the seminal vesicles. Then this is the prostate gland. So what is the here the shape? The prostate gland, then it will enter. So finally it is this is ejaculatory tube, and then it is the urethra. So same thing. Seminal vesicle. See, the seminal vesicles are the accessory gland of the male reproductive system. The seminal vesicles are two lobulated organs about 2 in. So 2.5 or 2, this is 2.5, this is 2.5 centimeters. So this is the prostate gland, and superiorly the each side of the urinary bladder it is present. So long lying of the posterior surface of the bladder. And the medial side of the each vesicle lie terminal part of the vas deferens. Posteriorly the seminal vesicles are related to the rectum, and the back side we can have rectum. Inferiorly each seminal vesicles are narrow and join to the vas deferens of the same side to form the ejaculatory duct. So finally it make from the prostate gland it is final to form the ejaculatory duct. So blood of the blood supply for seminal vesicles, the arterial blood supply from the inferior vesicles and middle rectal arteries. The veins drain into the iliac veins. Just to go through once the circulatory system, we can understand what is the rectal arteries and iliac veins. Ejaculatory duct. So this is seminal vesicles. The seminal vesicles enter into the vas deferens enter into seminal vesicles. Then these then again it is this is prostate gland. This is prostate gland, and this is ejaculatory duct. So this is urethra. So here the two ejaculatory ducts are each less than 1 in. So long are found by the union of vas deferens and the duct of seminal vesicles. Ante vas deferences and the duct of seminal vesicles ద్వారా వచ్చినటువంటి రెండు combined అయ్యి form అవుతాయి. The ejaculatory ducts pierce the posterior surface of prostate. The ejaculatory duct to pierce into to make hole the posterior surface of the prostate and open into the prostatic part of the urethra. So it makes this is prostate gland. It pierce చేస్తుంది. It pierce చేసి then after that surface of the prostate open into the prostatic part of the back side of prostatic part of the urethra laki enter అవుతుంది. So close to the margin of the prostatic ventricle, their function to drain the seminal fluid into the prostatic urethra. Finally, to see these seminal vesicles secretes the seminal fluid. Seminal fluid. So this is overall the section of the entire male reproductive system. So this is penis, this is urethra. So we can observe here how the the seminal vesicle. This is seminal vesicle, and this is how these seminal vesicles it is enter. So this is seminal vesicle. So this is and this is rectum of inside here. This is rectum. This is a prostate gland. The prostate gland also it will enter here. This is urinary bladder. The prostate is an unpaired accessory structure of the only single. This is a prostate gland. Surrounds the urethra. It surrounds the urethra in the pelvic cavity. Pelvic area lo abdomen tarvata pelvic area ఉంటుంది. Pelvic area lo it surround చేస్తుంది. It lies immediately inferior to the bladder. ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ ఉంటుందంటే ఇది ప్రోస్టేట్ గ్లాండ్ ఇన్ఫీరియర్ అంటే కింద ఇన్ఫీరియర్ టు ది బ్లాడర్. అబోవ్ ది యూరోజెనిటల్ అబోవ్ ది యూరోజెనిటల్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏంటి పెనిస్కి అబోవ్ ఉంటుందండి. పోస్టీరియర్ టు ది ప్యూబిక్ సింపాసిస్ అండ్ యాంటీరియర్ టు ది రెక్టమ్. అంటే ప్యూబిస్ అంటే ప్యూబిస్కి బ్యాక్ సైడ్ గాను యానస్కి ఫ్రంట్ గాను ఉంటుంది. This is structure of the prostate gland. Same. See, this is a little bit big size. How the seminal? This is seminal vesicle. This is prostate gland. This is urethra. This is how prostatic urethra. This is prostatic urethra. This is same explanation. And relation of a prostate. Superiorly, the base of the prostate continues with the neck of the bladder. The urethra enters the center of the base of the prostate. Inferiorly ante kinda, superiorly ante penda. ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి ఆర్గాన్స్ అనేవి. దట్స్ ఆల్. Anteriorly what is present, posteriorly what is present, laterally anteriorly ante mundu, posteriorly ante venaka, laterally ante side. The prostate is related to the ante prostate gland ki ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయి. prostate gland కి ముందు ఏముంది, prostate gland కి వెనక ఏముంది, prostate gland కి side lateral కి ఏముంది. Several things. If you understand the structure diagram of the male reproductive system, they can write it, you can easily. Next come to the structure of the enclosure with the dense of a fibrous capsule. The inner loose sheet derived from the pelvic fascia, prostate sheet. So simply we can have this inner enclosure within the dense fibrous capsule. Next, then after the continuous inferiorly with the superior fascia of urogenital diaphragm. Already we studied that the superior fascia, it is layer present in testis. So testis covered by scrotum. In that scrotum covered by one of layer is superior fascia. That is first scale, then superior fascia. Then after the spermo fascia. Then after that finally one more layer it is present. Already studied. So that is in scrotum. That is in inner layer, it is vaginalis. It is come. So here the also same, the prostate gland after the fibrous capsule, it have the superior fascia. Posterior is a part of the rectovesical septum. So separates the bladder, seminal vesicles and prostate from the rectum. So prostatic venous plexus lies between fibrous capsule and prostatic sheet. So this is the regarding the structure of prostate gland. Structure of the prostate. So prostate divided into two lateral lobes, one median lobe, anterior and posterior. Also 4 lobes present. So anteriorly and what is present? Anterior tissue lying interior to the urethra. So what is the lateral, medial level, left side, posterior level, but chapachvi. Next, blood supply of the prostate gland. The arterial supply. Arteries are divided from the internal duodenal, inferior vesical and medial rectal arteries. These are the branches of internal iliac. So just go through once circulatory system, we can understand what is the internal iliac. Next, venous drainage. You know, the arteries supply the oxygenated blood. Venous drainage is the deoxygenated blood enter into the venous. So veins from prostatic venous plexus are around sides and base of the prostate, located between the capsule and the sheath, drain into the internal iliac vein. So lymphatic. So lymphatic is also dependent. We can call here internal iliac and sacral lymph nodes present. And after that we can observe the parasympathetic fluids arise from the pelvic, splenic, planchinic nerves. Sympathetic fluids from the inferior hypogastric plexus. So the nerves also present in these. This is overall the structure of the prostate gland along with the seminal vesicle, seminal vesicles gland. Next, come to the penis. Is a organ, pendulous organ suspended from the front side of the pubic arch and containing the greater part of the urethra. It's divided into three: root, soft glands. This is we can call as root. This is we can call as up to here soft. This is we can call as glands, and it is that glands is covered by foreskin. This is simply structure only. Fine. So the root, this is penis. The root penis consists of two which are proximal parts of the corpora cavernosa. So this is corpora, this one and this one. So two muscles. This is corpora cavernosa attached to the pubic arch. Attached to the pubic arch. This is arch. This is attached to the pubic arch. This is pubic arch. Next, which is the proximal and next under the bulb of the penis, and the bulb of the penis, which is the proximal part of the corpus spongiosum. This is corpus spongiosum. This is corpus spongiosum. This is a glass penis. So the body of the penis is essentially composed of the three cylindrical of the erectile tissue close to tubular sheet. So the erectile tissue is made up of two dorsally placed corpus cavernosa. What I said, this is dorsally, so that is corpus cavernosa, and this is corpus spongiosum. At its distal extremity, the corpus spongiosum expands to form the glass penis, which covers the distal ends of the corpus cavernosa. So the expands, the corpus spongiosum expands and to form the glass of penis. So this is the corpus spongiosum expands and to form the glass of penis. That is about it. On the tip of the glass penis is the slit-like orifice of the urethra called as the external urethral meatus. Okay. So finally, this is to form the finally urethral orifice. So that is these entire muscles cover the urethra. Am I correct now? Okay. Some few names is there regarding penis corona. The rim of the penile glands. This we can call as the rim. We can call it as corona. This is a strip of skin connecting the glands to the soft on the underside of the penis. So this is a frenulum. Next, both are highly sensitive area to the touch. So here this area is very sensitive. So blood supply of the penis. Corpora cavernosa are supplied by the deep arteries of the penis. So corpora cavernosa are two muscles layers surrounding the penis. So these are deep arteries. The corpus spongiosum is supplied by the artery of the bulb. So corpus spongiosum also supply the blood vessels. In that sense, there is the dorsal artery of the penis. So all the above arteries are branches of the internal pudendal artery. Internal pudendal. So these are all arteries. Corpus cavernosa containing arteries. Corpus spongiosa containing arteries are coming from the internal pudendal artery. These are all coming from the internal pudendal artery. The veins drains into the internal pudendal veins. Already I said that arteries supply the oxygen blood veins to collect the deoxygenated blood. So that's why we can call it as drain. The veins drains into the internal pudendal vein. అంటే penis లో ఉన్నటువంటి small veins enter into the internal pudendal veins. Okay. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఇంటర్నల్ ప్యూడినల్ ఆర్టరీ నుంచి స్మాల్గా డివైడ్ అయ్యి స్మాల్ ఆర్టరీస్గా ఫామ్ అయ్యి ఇది కార్పస్ స్పాంజియోజంలోను తర్వాత కార్పస్ కావర్నోజంలోను సప్లై చేసి ఆక్సిజన్ సప్లై చేసి మోర్ బ్లడ్ సప్లై ఉంటుంది, మోర్ బ్లడ్ రిజల్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి ఇక్కడ. సో దట్స్ వై వెన్ ద మోర్ బ్లడ్ సప్లై జరిగినప్పుడు ఎరెక్టైల్ జరుగుతుంది. సో ఎక్స్టర్నల్ పెరల్ స్ట్రక్చర్. So already said that is next lymphatics and nerves. So nerve supply sensation, the nerve supply in the pudendal nerves and pudendal nerve and pelvic plexus. Erectile function, main function వచ్చేసి erectile function. సో pudendal nerves ఏం చేస్తాయి, erectile function parasympathetic excitation చేస్తుంది, sympathetic వచ్చేసి inhibitory. సో నర్వ్ సప్లై జరిగినప్పుడు మైండ్గా పారాసింపాథటిక్ స్టిమ్యులేషన్ జరిగినప్పుడు ఎరెక్టైల్ అవుతుంది, సింపాథటిక్ సంబంధం జరిగినప్పుడు ఇన్హిబిషన్ అవుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ లింఫ్ డ్రైనేజ్ ఆల్రెడీ డిస్కస్డ్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద అనలాగ్స్ ఆఫ్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ది మేల్ అండ్ ఫిమేల్. ద గ్లాన్స్ పెనిస్ వీ కెన్ సిమిలర్ టు ది క్లిటోరిస్. Foreskin we can call as a clitoral hood. Shaft, the shaft, this entire shaft we can call as a labia minora. A scrotal sac we can say labia majora. And testis we can analogs with ovaries. So the regarding structure of the male and reproductive system. This is the structure of the entire male reproductive system. This one has one type of structure, individual how you can. This is testis. This is epididymis. This is a vas difference. Then this is see the vas difference enter into here. This is seminal vesicles. The seminal vesicles after these seminal vesicles and vas difference to make ejaculated duct, and it is piercing through the prostate gland. It is enter into the urethra. So this is corpus cavernosum. This is corpus cavernosum. This is corpus spongiosum, and this is glass penis. So this is entire about. Next, come to the spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis is a process, production of spermatozoa, which produces spermatozoa from spermatogonial stem cells. Spermatogonial stem cells through the process of mitosis and meiosis is called as spermatogenesis. Already simply we can say that spermatogenesis is the production of spermatozoa from the spermatogonial stem cells through the mitosis and meiosis process. See, if we taken the seminal vesicles, so this is see if you taken so this is a testis. In that testis this is tunica vaginalis. In that tunica vaginalis, then after that layer is tunica albuginea. Then after tunica albuginea we can have the seminal vesicles. The seminal vesicles took on the lobe. So that I took the seminal vesicle part. This is a seminal vesicle structure. That seminal vesicle, if you take the the layer, it is first the seminal vesicle, the vessel is there. So the vessel, it has, this is lumen, అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక వెజల్ తీసుకుంటే మధ్యలో హోల్ ఉంటుంది, ఇది ఆ హోల్, ఆ హోల్ కవర్ చేస్తూ ఉన్నటువంటి వెజల్ ఏంటంటే స్టెమ్ సెల్స్. seminal vesicles, it is seminal vesicles, seminal vesicle tubule ఉంది కదా, it is made up of stem cells. That stem cells, see how the stem cells, seminiferous tubules, see how it is. So the spermatogenesis to produce the 74 days, including transport on the ductal system, which takes 3 months. Okay, so overall the 3 months. So location seminiferous tubules, ekkada spermatogenesis jarugutundi, seminiferous tubules. Then where it is maturation, okay, ikkada seminiferous tubules lo production jarigi epididymis lo maturation jarugutundi, okay, until ejaculation. Maturation jarigi ఆ తర్వాత స్టోరేజ్ అవుతుంది ఇక్కడ ఎపిడిడైమిస్. దెన్ purpose of spermatogenesis is to preserve the number of chromosome of spring. Okay, functions of Sertoli cells ఏవైతే చెప్పానో ఇందాక. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ స్టెమ్ సెల్స్, between the this is spermatogonia, this is spermatogonia, again also called stem cells. Between these cells we have the Sertoli cells. The Sertoli cells bind with connected through the tight junctions, already you know that what is the meaning of tight junctions. And also these spermatogonial cells we have, they are attached to adherence junction. Okay, what is the function of these Sertoli cells? See, columnar irregular epithelial cells having the cytoplasm epidermis, these also we can call as sustaincular cells or mother cells. So what is the function is nourishment and spermatogenesis, blood test barrier formation by the tight junctions. So formation of tight, so appudu blood barrier ga untundi. Provide structural support, so they give the support to these stem cells, and by the forming of adhering gap junctions with the all stages of sperm cells. So these Sertoli cells make tight junctions, and along with spermatogonial cells on the adherence junctions. And synthetic functions, hormones, anti-mullerian hormone, inhibin, activin, androgens binding protein, plasminogen activator. So these are the functions. So receptors, they are binding with the androgens and follicle stimulating receptor. So these have the Sertoli cells. The Sertoli cells have the FSH, follicle stimulating receptors, or follicle stimulating hormone receptor. And another functions, aromatase enzyme, phagocytosis, you know that is the phagocytosis, tubular fluid synthesis, and osmotic gradient. So these are all the functions of the Sertoli cells. In the spermatogonia, this is spermatogonia, these are all stem cells. In that only have the Sertoli cells. These are all present in seminiferous tubule. So this is the entire seminiferous tubule structure, and here we can get the lumen. So two types of spermatogonia. So whatever the two types of spermatogonial cells to produce the sperm, how they produce the sperm through this process, spermatogenesis. స్పెర్మటోసైటోజెనసిస్. స్పెర్మటోసైటోజెనసిస్ అంటే స్పెర్మటోసైటోజెనసిస్ అంటే ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ స్పెర్మ్ సెల్స్ ఫామ్ అవుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి దాని ఏమన్నా స్పెర్మటోసైటోజెనసిస్. దెన్ ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ స్పెర్మటోసైటోజెనసిస్ టు ఫార్మ్ ది స్పెర్మాటిడోజెనసిస్ అంటే స్పెర్మాటిడ్స్ ఫామ్ త్రూ ది మైటోసిస్ ప్రాసెస్. అంటే మైటోసిస్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏంటి, one parent cell to form the two identical daughter cells. We can call as మైటోసిస్. అంటే ఇక్కడ డైప్లాయిడ్ ఉన్నటువంటి స్టెమ్ సెల్, ఇట్ ఈస్ అగైన్ టు ఫార్మ్ ది డైప్లాయిడ్ two cells. So two identical cells form. Then after that formation of స్పెర్మియోజెనసిస్ అంటే ఇక్కడ ఫామ్ అయినటువంటి డైప్లాయిడ్ సెల్ దెన్ టు ఫార్మ్ ది హ్యాప్లాయిడ్ సెల్, దట్స్ వై ఇట్ ఈస్ త్రూ ది ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ మియాసిస్. హియర్ ద మైటోసిస్, హియర్ ఇస్ ద మియాసిస్. సో స్పెర్మియోజెనసిస్. So here the mitosis, so through the mitosis, see again we can see. Then after that the spermatosis, then again these cells, again it is meiosis to form the sperms formation. So here one mitosis, so two meiosis process. Then these sperms unmatured, they are entered into the epididymis. Then the epididymis they are matured. So this is the stages of spermatogenesis. See, first spermatocytogenesis, formation of cells, diploid cells. These diploid cells to form the two identical diploid cells through the process of mitosis. Then after that from the spermatidogenesis. So these spermatids then again through the meiosis process, they had to form the haploid cells. That will be called spermatid cell. You can call as a spermatid. These spermatids again this is these cells we can call as primary sperm cells or primary spermatocyte. You can also call as primary spermatocyte. So after one meiosis step we can get the primary spermatocyte. Then again secondary meiosis takes place, we can get the secondary spermatocytes. These secondary spermatocytes to form the spermatid. Then these spermatid they are or to form the sperm. Thus sperm enter into the lumen. Already I said that this is the entire one vessel. మధ్యలో ఏముంటుంది, వెజల్ అంటే lumen హోల్ ఉంటుంది. So our vessel it consists of like this. I think understand all of you. బాగా గమనించండి. దిస్ ఈజ్ సెమినిఫెరస్ ట్యూబుల్. ఆ సెమినిఫెరస్ ట్యూబుల్ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ఒక ట్యూబ్ లాగా ఉంటుంది. ఆ ట్యూబ్లో ఆ లేయర్ ఉంటుందా, ఆ లేయర్లో ఈ విధంగా జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఆ విధంగా ఫైనల్గా స్పెర్మ్ ప్రొడక్షన్ జరిగిన తర్వాత ఆ ల్యూమెన్లోకి పడుతుంది, ల్యూమెన్లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ ల్యూమెన్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ది స్పెర్మ్. ఓకే, తర్వాత అవి ఎక్కడ మెచ్యూర్ అవుతాయి, ఎపిడిడైమిస్లో మెచ్యూర్ అవుతాయి. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ హౌ దిస్ ఈజ్ స్పెర్మాటిడ్ న్యూక్లియస్. ఈ విధంగా ఫస్ట్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. అంటే హ్యాప్లాయిడ్ ఫామ్ అయిన తర్వాత దిస్ ఈజ్ ద సెకండరీ స్పెర్మటోసైట్. దెన్ స్లోలీ ఇట్ ఈజ్ టు ఫామ్ ది స్పెర్మటోజోవా. ఈ విధంగా కూడా చెప్పచ్చు. స్పెర్మియోజెనిసిస్ అంటే ప్రైమరీ సెకండరీ స్పెర్మటోసైట్ నుంచి స్పెర్మటోజోవల్ ఫామ్ అని మనం అంటే స్పెర్మియోజెనిసిస్ స్పెర్మటోజెనిసిస్ వేరు, స్పెర్మియోజెనిసిస్ వేరు. ఐ థింక్ అండర్స్టాండ్. అంటే ప్రైమరీ నుంచి సెకండరీ నుంచి స్పెర్మ్ ఫామ్ అవడాన్ని మనం అంటే స్పెర్మియోజెనిసిస్, ఎందుకంటే అక్కడ మియాసిస్ ప్రాసెస్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే. స్టెమ్ సెల్స్ ఫస్ట్ డైప్లాయిడ్ అంటే 2 న్యూక్లియస్ ఉంటుంది, డబుల్ క్రోమోజోమ్స్ ఉంటాయి. స్టెమ్ సెల్స్లో డబుల్ క్రోమోజోమ్ ఉంటుంది, డబుల్ ఇక్కడ స్టెమ్ సెల్స్ డబుల్ క్రోమోజోమ్ ఉంటుంది, దాన్ని మనం డైప్లాయిడ్ అంటున్నాము. తర్వాత ఇది డివైడ్ అవుతుంది. ఏం ప్రాసెస్ ద్వారా డివైడ్ అవుతుంది? మైటాసిస్ అంటే ఏంటి? ప్రొడక్షన్ ఆఫ్ 2 ఐడెంటికల్ సెల్స్. తర్వాత ఇవి 2 ఐడెంటికల్ సెల్సే. ఇందులో మళ్ళీ సెల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డివైడెడ్ ఇంటూ హ్యాప్లాయిడ్ సెల్స్ అంటే ఏంటిది? 1 క్రోమోజోము, ఒకే క్రోమోజోము. ఓకే. ఇక్కడ 46 ఉన్న క్రోమోజోమ్ ఏంగా మారింది? 23 క్రోమోజోమ్స్గా మారింది. సో 1Nగా మారింది, 2Nగా ఉన్నది 1Nగా త్రూ ది మియాసిస్. ఆ విధంగా ఫామ్ అన్నది మనం ఉంటున్న ప్రైమరీ స్పెర్మటోసైట్. అగైన్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ద సెల్, అగైన్ ఇట్ విల్ డివైడ్ to 2, that is secondary spermatocyte, again meiosis, secondary meiosis. Then finally again to form the spermatid again to form the spermatozoa. So these spermatozoa, what is that? Haploid motile gamete, cell, head, neck, body. The structure if you take, and this is acrosome. This is a microtubular structure in the tail. This is the acrosome, the head of the part. Acrosome membrane bound sac derived from Golgi apparatus. It is derived from Golgi. Also have the hydrolytic enzymes. Exosome have the acrosome. These acrosome have the hydrolytic enzymes. The spiral arrangement of mitochondria. So here in the body, in the middle piece, we have the spiral arrangement. In that so many mitochondria is there. It gives the energy. Next, speed 1 to 4 mm per minute. Maximum lifespan of the ejaculated sperm is 1 to 2 days. What is the lifespan of ejaculated sperm? Is 1 to 2 days. Semen is a white opalescent fluid ejaculated at a time of organ. Average amount is 3.5 ml. So these is semen coming from the seminal vesicles. So seminal vesicles, already I said that where it is location. Once again, if you want see the picture. See, so this is seminal vesicles. Okay, see, this is seminal vesicles. So these seminal vesicles secrete the seminal fluid. So what is that seminal fluid composition? We can see this is 3.5 ml. అంటే ఒక ఏజ్ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ అయినప్పుడు 3.5 ml టు 1 ml నుంచి 3.5 ml వరకు ఉంటుంది. సో స్పెసిఫిక్ గ్రావిటీ 1.028, pH 7.35 నుంచి 7. స్లైట్లీ బేసిక్. కాంపోనెంట్స్ 10% ఫ్లూయిడ్ అండ్ స్పెర్మ్. 10% ఏముంటుంది? ఫ్లూయిడ్, స్పెర్మ్ ఉంటుంది. సెమినల్ వెసికల్ ఫ్లూయిడ్, ఆ సెమినల్ వెసికల్ ఫ్లూయిడ్లో ఏముంటుంది? 60% ఆఫ్ ఫ్రక్టోజ్, ప్రోస్టాగ్లాండిన్స్, అస్కార్బిక్ యాసిడ్, కొలిన్, ఫ్లావిన్స్, సెమినోజెలిన్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఉంటాయి. సెమినల్ వెసికల్ ఫ్లూయిడ్లో ఇవన్నీ ఉంటాయి. స్పెర్మ్లో సెమినిఫెరస్ ట్యూబుల్స్లో సెక్రీట్ అయినటువంటి స్పెర్మ్ 10% ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఉంటుంది. సెమినల్ వెసికల్స్లో ఉన్నటువంటి 60% ఆక్యుపై. అందులో ఏముంటుంది? ఫ్రక్టోజు, ప్రోస్టేట్ గ్లాండ్స్, ఆస్కార్బిక్ యాసిడ్, ఫ్లావిన్స్, నెక్స్ట్ ప్రోస్టాటిక్ ఫ్లూయిడ్. 30% ప్రోస్టేట్ గ్లాండ్ నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి ఫ్లూయిడ్. సో ఇక్కడ 10% సెక్రీటెడ్ బై సెమినిఫెరస్ ట్యూబుల్స్, 10% సెమినిఫెరస్ ట్యూబుల్స్లోను, 60% సెమినల్ వెసికల్స్, ప్రోస్టేట్ గ్లాండ్ నుంచి 30%, 100%. సో ప్రోస్టేట్ గ్లాండ్లో ఏం సెక్రెటరీ ఏముంటుంది? సిట్రిక్ యాసిడ్, కొలెస్ట్రాల్, ఫాస్ఫోలిపిడ్స్, ఫైబ్రోజినేజ్, ఫైబ్రోనైలోసిన్, జింక్, యాసిడ్ ఫాస్ఫేటేజ్ ఇవన్నీ ఉంటాయి. పఫర్స్ అండ్ హైలోరినేడేజ్ is a prostate specific antigen. These are all present. So further development of spermatozoa, the achievement of progressive motility in epididymis, అంటే ఎలా స్పెర్మటోజోవా ఎలా ఫర్దర్గా మూమెంట్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది, యాక్టివేషన్ ఆఫ్ మొటిలిటీ, ఎలా మొటిలిటీ డెవలప్ అవుతుంది ఎపిడిడైమిస్లో, యాక్టివేషన్ ఆఫ్ క్యాటిస్పర్ ప్రోటీన్ that permits cyclic genetic calcium influx, expression of alpha receptors, capacitation, acrosomal reaction. ఓకే, అంటే మొటిలిటీ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఏ విధంగా ఇది డెవలప్, ఈ విధంగా ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ వెరీ మచ్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో హౌ ద acrosomal reaction, after release of that sperm connected to the that fertile egg, what is the egg, the sperm head bind to the egg side, this is egg cytoplasm, it is binded and send acrosomal reaction. Here it releases the hydrolytic enzymes, then it pierces the cell membrane of the egg, then after that fusion of the plasma membrane of the sperm and egg, then entry of sperm nucleus. So sperm lo ఉన్న nucleus one is released, then fertilization developed. This is the process. Okay, fine. How these spermatogenesis happening through the hormonal control? You know, the hypothalamus releases the gonadotropin releasing hormone. This gonadotropin releasing hormone stimulates the pituitary gonadotropes. Gonadotropin releasing hormone bind to the pituitary gland. So where it is bind? In the pituitary gland gonadotropes. So these pituitary gonadotropes releases the luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone. Luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. See, these follicle stimulating hormones stimulates the Sertoli cells. These Sertoli cells releases the protein, binding protein, androgen, ABP in androgen binding protein. Fine. Up to here we have to understand. See what is happening next. See, the luteinizing hormone. You know already where is the Sertoli cells present in the seminiferous tubule. These next come to the luteinizing hormone. These luteinizing hormones stimulates the Leydig cells. These Leydig cells present out of the testis. Out of testis nothing but out of the seminiferous tubules. అంటే between the seminiferous tubule and tunica vaginalis అంటే tunica albiginosa లో Leydig cells ఉంటాయి. వీటిని ఇంటర్స్టీషియల్ సెల్స్ అంటాము, అంటే సైటోప్లాజంలో ఉన్నది ఇంటర్స్టీషియల్. సో ఈ ఇంటర్స్టీషియల్ లైడింగ్ సెల్స్ secretes the testosterone. So these testosterone and androgen binding protein to enhance the testosterone androgen binding protein, these when it is the complex enhance the production of spermatogenesis, that is mitosis process and meiosis process, primary meiosis process and secondary meiosis process. It will enhance. Then what happened? The more spermatids to produce the more spermatozoa. Okay, so this is the how the hormonal control of how these stimulates the spermatogenesis. Hope I think understand. Leading cells మీకు ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి అంటే మీకు ఒక leading cells డయాగ్రామ్ చూపిస్తాను. This is seminiferous tubule. This is in seminiferous tubule. In between the seminiferous tubule, this forms a lobule. Between the one lobule and septum. In that septum, Leydig cells present. That Leydig cells are responsible to the luteinizing hormone. Then Leydig cells to produces the testosterone. That testosterone bind to the androgen binding protein. These testosterone and androgen binding protein complex enhance the production of spermatogenesis. That is the process of spermatogenesis. Hope I think understand. So role of hormones in spermatogenesis: testosterone growth and division of germ cells. Luteinizing hormone stimulate the Leydig to secrete the testosterone. Follicle stimulating hormone is stimulate the Sertoli cells. Estrogen probably essential for the spermatogenesis. Growth hormone control the metabolic functions of the testis, promote the early division of the spermatogonia. These are the entire. So other factors affecting the spermatogenesis: temperature. See, seminiferous tubules is sensitive to elevated temperature as high normal temperature. Consequently, in scrotum, the temperature is maintained 2 degrees below body temperature achieved. So in the low temperature, the more sperm production happen. That's why in this scrotum, they always the testis in the air condition, when it is that maintain automatically the temperature in low condition. So the scrotal reflex. So position towards and away from the heart of the body by the muscles and lateral smooth muscles in scrotum. Here the moral meaning ఏంటంటే scrotum reflex ఏంటంటే during the summer season, during the winter season, the up and down movements takes place of the scrotum muscles. Because of this, to maintain the temperature of the testis in low, because of it is always to maintain a very low temperature. Others, so dietary deficiencies such as vitamin B, E and infectious diseases, anabolic steroids, metals, X-rays, expands and alcohols, pesticides, DNA damage caused by oxidative stress. These are all to these metals to inhibit the sperm production, and these deficiencies to inhibit the production. So these are the guys. Next. biosynthesis of testosterone. Actually no need how testosterone it is synthesized. Testis when is Leydig cells luteinizing hormone, luteinizing hormone released from the pituitary gland. That luteinizing hormone act on the Leydig cells. That Leydig cells releases the testosterone. The testosterone how it is to form, and again the testosterone to produces the what is the other functions, spermatogenesis, sexual differentiation, Rudolph external other. This is regarding a testosterone mechanism of action. Okay, this is the guys what we have to discuss about a male reproductive system structure and function. Read properly, watch properly, and make it notes, and draw diagrams neatly. Better 2 to 3 times draw a diagram to understand the diagram. If you understand the diagram, then you can write own. So better draw the diagram 2 to 3 times, then you can make easily, automatically you can write. That's I have to tell. Thank you. Better to subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.